I'm at Simington Gardens with Mike Simington, and Mike, these are unbelievable tomatoes. You just have rows and rows of them here.
Oh, thank you. We enjoy growing them.
Well, you do a great job, and so, you know, we always have questions on growing good tomatoes at home, so I'm hoping that you can give us some tips of what people ask you on how to grow the best tomatoes.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I say this year probably the question we get the most is, or the questions we get the most rather, how often do you water? And also, what do you do about blossom end rot?
Okay,
which is a problem.
Yeah, so what about watering then?
So watering, you know, different people have different theories, but we like to water very heavy and not very frequently at the start. And then once we get a lot of fruit set, a lot of green fruit set, and we're feeling like our numbers are right and our yields are right, then we want to really kind of step back and cut back on the water, which allows the fruit to really obtain a lot of flavor as opposed to being really washed out by the water. You know, it'll give you more yields with more water, but not as high quality of a fruit, we believe.
And then, so blossom end rot, that's when you get the little black ends to the bottom of the fruit. And so what do you do once that happens, or how do you prevent it? Well,
you know, there's a lot of things that can cause it, and there's a lot of things you can do. You know, preventative is the best thing, you know, with most things in life. So what we try to do is make sure we have some really rich, really complete soil. So we'll start with like a compost, and we'll lay that down in the bed here underneath the mulch. And then after the compost, you know, we'll add in like a little bit of kelp, a little bit of lime. We'll add in some oyster shell meal. And all those things are geared at just having micronutrients in the soil and also a lot of calcium. And so we like to kind of make a buffet for the plant to feed off of.
Definitely.
So it can get everything it needs. If it leaves some stuff in the soil, that's fine. We can use it next year. We try to make sure it has everything it has, or everything it needs to get around that blossom end rot. Now, if we do get blossom end rot, you know, which can happen if it's not from a lack of calcium, it could also be with erratic watering. So we try to make sure we water on a very, very consistent schedule until we step them off of water. And then also, sometimes it can be the heat, and it's been a really hot year this year.
Can't control that,
It's been really tough, and so sometimes that can cause it. So if we get it, and we get it every year, you know, it never fails, even though we try to do everything. We come through and we take the fruit off the plant. We don't want any energy going to anything that's not going to produce fruit. Because we do have a short season, and we want to make sure that this stuff's ripe.
Well, I know over here you got some of the varieties that you grow, and they're just gorgeous. So let's go over there, and plus a recipe you're going to show us.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Mike, these are some beautiful varieties, so tell us some of them.
All righty, so we have the Prudence Purple, which is here, which is a pretty standard heirloom. Then we have the Striped German, which is this one here, another standard heirloom. Then we have just a regular slicer, your regular red slicer. Black Prince tomato, here in the middle. Gold medal, slightly underripe. We picked the ripe ones a little earlier. And then we have a white Thompson, which is not necessarily very common, but it's an awesome tomato. It's got a very mild flavor. It also slices really well for sandwiches and whatnot. And it's a good producer, so that's a fun tomato for us.
And what's nice about these, when you put them all in a salad, they have all different colors. They're just gorgeous on your table when you're having your friends over.
Yeah, they are. They're great. Lots of different color, lots of different flavor. Even though they're all pretty much similar in terms of being heirloom and large tomatoes, they all have different textures. So there's a lot of contrast, a lot of variance, which makes it pretty fun.
Well, I know that you have a recipe for us, so we're going to get slicing here, and we'll be right back with that recipe. So Mike, we're just finishing up cutting up the tomatoes for the recipe, and I forgot to mention that you also grow many different varieties of cherry tomatoes.
We do.
Really beautiful.
Thank you.
So pretty easy recipe. So we got all the tomatoes chopped up, and so then what are the other ingredients now?
So the other ingredients we're going to do, we have our cherry tomatoes, then we have some cilantro here.
You want to put it in?
We're just going to add a little bit. You know, if you're a big fan, you can add a lot. If you're not a big fan, a little.
All right.
And we also have some fresh basil that we want to add in here.
Yum.
It always goes great with tomatoes.
Right.
And we also have some chopped chives, which can also be green onions, whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Either way it works. And you know, this is all to taste, whatever you feel like.
Sure.
And then we also do a little bit of garlic.
Yum, you have to have garlic.
Yep.
And you know, it's nice because it's been so hot, nobody's been wanting to be in the kitchen cooking with heat. So this is a great and tasty salad.
Yeah, it's awesome. You don't need to cook it. You're outside, you can make it right in the garden, a little bit of salt, some pepper, and then
secret ingredient, red pepper.
Flakes. Yeah, but yeah, it's awesome because you can make it in the garden. You can eat it out there fresh.
Oh, look at that, look at the colors.
And since it's not cooked, you know, and everything's fresh, it's important to use quality ingredients. And we find that if you use quality ingredients, you really don't have to do very much to it.
Mike, this looks so delicious. So how do we want to serve it?
Well, you know, you can do a lot with this. What we have today here is some baguettes from Fresson that are also at the Beaverton Farmers Market with us. And what's a great thing to do is you just take these and, you know, you can just put them right on top.
Oh, and look at all the nice juice on there.
Yeah, and so we're serving in a bowl today because we have some juicy tomatoes. We want to keep all those juices in there. That bread will soak up whatever gets down to the bottom. So that's one way to do it. We also like to do this with fresh pasta. You can do it on quinoa, kamut, any grain, any pasta, any bread, or you can just eat it by itself. It's pretty simple.
So you're at the Beaverton Market, so we can find you there, and we can find you other farmers markets.
So we're at the Beaverton Farmers Market, which is our best market. We also do the Oregon City Farmers Market.
Okay.
And we sell a lot of produce to new seasons and a lot of restaurants in town, and we have a CSA.
Wow, wow. So really, to find Simington Gardens, you can go to our website, gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to theirs, and you can contact them or just look out where they are this week. Thanks so much, and thanks for growing such wonderful tomatoes.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming out.